Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby Beyond Forever Sports and some breaking news. The World Rugby Awards nominees are in and it is stacked with some South Africans, which is really good to see. Obviously, you kind of expect it given the fact that we are in the World Cup final this weekend, but not always the case, you know. And I do think that a lot of the winners of the awards could actually be influenced by this weekend. You know, I do think that often it tends to happen when you win the World Cup, you often tend to get, for example, the awards that go with it, such as the Coach of the Year, Player of the Year, and stuff. So there are lots of different awards that are being given out. For example, we are going to go through them and let you know who all the various award winners, all the award nominees are. This will take place on Sunday, by the way, the day after the World Cup final. We will have the World Rugby Awards. It will be live and free on Rugby Pass TV, so you'll be able to watch the entire award ceremony and see who's going to win who. Before I tell you exactly who the nominations are, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so some of the categories include the following. The World Rugby Women's and Men's Sevens Player of the Year, the International Rugby Player Men's Try of the Year, the Coach of the Year, the Men's 15s Breakthrough Player of the Year, the Men's 15s Player of the Year, and other categories. And by the way, the reason there aren't a lot of women's awards in this is because there's going to be a separate category for the Women's Breakthrough Player of the Year, Women's Coach of the Year, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that is still going to be determined at a later date. And then other awards that will be handed out on Sunday will include the Vernon Pugh Award for Distinguished Service, the International Rugby Player Special Merit Award, the Rugby for All Award, the World Rugby Referee Award, the World Rugby Men's 15s Dream Team of the Year. And then after that, there will be a Women's Awards, which will be the Women's 15s Player of the Year, the Women's 15s Dream Team of the Year, the Breakthrough Player of the Year, and the Try of the Year. Let's get into this, shall we? So we'll start with the World Rugby Women's Sevens Player of the Year. And the players that have been nominated are as follows. It is Michaela Blade from New Zealand, Madison Levy from Australia, Tyler Nathan Wong from New Zealand, and Ripia Ulanusiao from Fiji. The men's sevens players of the year, no South Africans, which is probably one of the first actually. When was the last time we didn't get a South African nominated for sevens player of the year? Shows you that our Blitzbox team is just not quite where it needs to be. The nominations are Leo Carter, Rodrigo Isco from Argentina, Marcus Moneta from Argentina, and Akula Rockalisua from New Zealand. But one of the more fun awards and one of the really cool ones, and it's always quite contentious, are the men's try of the year. So these are the nominations for the men's try of the year. Duran van der Merwe for his try against England in February. Damien Penaud for his try against Ireland in February as well. Hugo Keenan for his try against France on the 11th of February. And then Vinaya Habossi for his try against Georgia on the 1st of October. It was a phenomenal try there. So very interested to see what those, and I might even do a reaction video for those tries. Let's get into the big ones, hey? The three big ones: the Coach of the Year, the Breakthrough Player of the Year, and the Player of the Year. And there are 3 South Africans nominated across the various categories. The World Rugby Coach of the Year nominations are as follows: Andy Farrell from Ireland, Ian Foster from New Zealand, Simon Raului from Fiji, as well as Jacques Nienaber from South Africa. In terms of the press release here, it says Ian Foster and Jacques Nienaber have led their respective teams to the Rugby World Cup 2023 final and would like nothing more than to bow out of their roles with a record 4th Webb Ellis Cup lifted for their nations. Andy Farrell has taken Ireland to the top of the World Rugby men's rankings, but his side fell short once again at the quarter-final hurdle. Simon Raului, meanwhile, stepped in as Fiji coach in February and had an instant impact on the players, who not only reached a first Rugby World Cup quarter-final for 16 years, but also a first win over Australia for 69 years. The breakthrough players of the year: Louis Biabari from France, Manie from South Africa. What a moment for him. You know, people underestimating, whether he's an international player, whether he should be playing Test rugby, whether he's good enough. He is not going to be involved in the final at this stage unless it's a late injury. He has not been named in the side. He has been named as part of the World Breakthrough Player of the Year. He's been named next to Mark Taylor as well as to Marty Williams from New Zealand. So, yeah, 20-year-old Louis Biabari, he's been a sensational. I don't think Tamati Williams was really in with a shout here. For me, my early pick would probably be Biabari or Mark Talea. It almost always goes to a wing because they come through in really established teams and they score lots of tries. So yeah, I think that one of those two will probably win that. And then your World Player of the Year nominations are as follows: Bandiaki from Ireland, Antoine Dupont from France, Eben Etzebeth from South Africa, and Artie Sevier from New Zealand. I think this purely hinges on Saturday. I think this is a two-horse race between Eben Etzebeth and Artie Sevier, and I think whoever wins on Saturday will have. I think if South Africa wins, I think Eben Etzebeth walks away with this award. And I think if New Zealand wins, I think Artie Sevier walks away with this award. A lot of people said they're saying, why is DuPont nominated? Remembering that this is obviously a lot bigger than the World Cup. We had a phenomenal Six Nations. So I don't mind him being nominated. I think he is probably the best player in the world. Bandiaki had an absolutely sensational World Cup. I don't know if there is a World Cup player of the tournament, but it is him. Eben Etzebeth is just Mr. Solid. He just never has an off day. It's been phenomenal. Clutch moments, for example. You don't often see a lock winning the World Player of the Year. We've seen Brody Italic win it, for example, but often your scrum halves, you're looking at scrum halves, back rows, centers, So I think Artie Sevier is with a very good shot, and again, I do think a lot of us will hinge on the result on Saturday. So those are the nominations. We will be covering the awards and we'll let you know who's won what and when they do. So let me know what you think and who your award winners would be down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you too.